Okay, story time. So the other day, I was messaging back and forth with one of my YouTube subscribers, Peter, and he was saying that he's 57, retired, not married, and no kids. And he said that he has a lot of free time, and he does see his close friends on occasion, but he feels a little bit directionless, and he wants to get out more and meet new people. We talked back and forth about a few things, and he mentioned that it's just easier for him to stay home or just see his close friends and stay inside of his comfort zone. So one of the things that I suggested was to schedule a lunch or a dinner or an afternoon wine tasting close to where he lives in Australia and invite his close friends, but also have those people invite some of their other friends. That's a nice, easy way to get to know friends of your friends, and also you'll have instant validation because if your friends like them, chances are you will too. Not only that, but you're the one hosting. You're the one who came up with the idea. So right off the bat, you're the most interesting guy in the room, and all the new people will definitely want to get to know you. The next trick, though, is being likable. And that's what I want to talk about today. But I could already hear what some of you might be thinking, like, John, why should I care what other people think of me? First of all, that's closed-minded. And if you want more out of life, or if you feel stuck in a rut, that's the wrong mindset. Because look, I don't care what people think of me, but that doesn't stop me from being a good human with manners, respect, and a genuine interest in other people's lives. It's not about putting on an act or trying to be someone who you're not. It's about working on certain behaviors and habits that you've developed in an effort to be more likable and just have a bigger social circle. And this is if you currently struggle when it comes to making new friends or getting invited to functions. Let me use this example. If one of your very close friends said to you in a very constructive manner that every time you guys get together, you smell like BO, and it's to the point that other people notice. Now, maybe you didn't know, and all you need to do is change your shower routine from evenings to mornings. That's not changing who you are as a person. That is simply changing one of your routines in an effort to smell better throughout the day. Okay, so raise your hand if this has ever happened to you. So maybe you heard about a friend who had a party, or maybe you see some photos on an Instagram story of a group of your friends out somewhere having a good time. And maybe you thought to yourself, like, why wasn't I invited? I mean, I know everyone in those photos, so what's the deal? Now, it could be a very simple reason, like maybe they were already out somewhere earlier, or maybe they just ran into each other randomly. However, if this seems to happen a lot, there could be another reason. All right, so here's a few things that you can do to work on being more likable. And this is a big one, and it's something that I do all the time, even with complete strangers. Treat new friends or acquaintances, and even random strangers, like they're already your friend. So I really love people, and I have a genuine fascination with what makes people tick. And the initial banter that I have with people that I barely even know is something that I'm pretty good at, and it helps me to make friends pretty quickly. Now, I've got a lot more to say on this, so I do hope you'll stick around, but I want to jump back for a second to the body odor statement that I made a minute ago. People like people who smell good. People get offended and uncomfortable around people who smell bad. And that's why Scentbird is sponsoring today's video. Scentbird is like the fragrance destination. It's a single place to discover and experience new fragrances for yourself for an incredibly low cost. Scentbird is a monthly subscription that lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try every month for only $17. And every month, you get to pick what you want, so there's no surprises. And every month, they send you little vials like this with enough fragrance to last the entire month. Now, Scentbird carries all the big brands like Prada, Gucci, and Versace, as well as really incredible indie labels like Confessions of a Rebel and Heretic. All right, so this month I received Keon by Source Adage, Demi #1, and Paragon by Initio. So #1 is a clean cologne with sandalwood, zesty bergamot, and amber musk. Paragon is really interesting with lavender, plum, and black pepper, but I think my favorite is Keon. It's really interesting and fresh with juniper, apple, mint, and a little bit of cedar. So listen, if you want to go check this out, use my coupon code 40overfashion55 and get 55% off at Scentbird. That brings it down to just over $8 for your first month. Now, this offer is available in the USA and Canada, and for that price, it's definitely worth checking out. Thank you, Scentbird, for supporting my channel and sponsoring today's video. All right, here's something that I want you to pay attention to when it comes to being more likable. How do you make people feel? So what's that old saying? It's not what you say that people remember, it's how you made them feel. So if you're the kind of person who is constantly complaining and bitching about everything to anyone who will listen, and if you tell the same sad story to everybody that you meet, I mean, the truth is, it's hard to like someone and be around someone who's always negative. All right, so instead of making people feel bad about something, practice making other people feel important. So when somebody tells you something about them or something going on in their life, try to be genuinely interested in what that person said and ask follow-up questions. Because people want to feel like they've been heard and people want to feel appreciated. And it's not about pretending to be interested. It's about having genuine interest in that person and asking more specific questions about something they said. Another way to be more likable is to practice good eye contact. Now, you don't have to stare anybody down, but a lack of eye contact or being shifty or looking around the room when someone's talking to you makes you look completely disinterested in anything they're saying, and that person will probably shut down and avoid any further conversations with you, especially if it's someone you just met. Next, say their name. People love hearing their name said back to them, and it solidifies in their mind that you're listening to them, and they'll be a lot more likely to open up to you more. And it's also a quick way to sort of wake somebody up and get their attention, and it lets the other person know that you're interested in what they're saying. Now, this next one might not come overnight, but be more interesting. And here's what I mean by that. What do you do in your free time? Where have you been? What are you working on right now? And if the answer is nothing and nowhere, like, what are you waiting for? And I've said it before, you don't need permission from anyone to do whatever you want to do or do what it takes to achieve something more. But look, just because you got a late start or some past relationship trauma has made you a bit more isolated than you'd like to be, it's not too late. Lean into that side thing or lean into that hobby that you've always wanted to start doing, because if you don't like the life you're living and if you don't think you're very interesting, nobody else will. But you can change it. Start by being genuinely interested in other people that you meet and talk to. And a big part of this is having respect for yourself. Because look, if you pay attention, you can instantly see in the first 5 seconds all the people in the room with self-respect and self-confidence. And maybe this is one of those fake it until you make it situations, but let's be clear. Self-respect and self-confidence does not mean cocky, and it does not mean that you're better than anybody else. It means that you treat people with respect, you compliment other people on their achievements, you give credit where credit is due, you talk less and listen more, and genuinely want other people to succeed. I want you to think about this quote that I read in a book a while back. People who are winning don't have a problem with somebody else winning. And one more thing, if you made it this far, you are one of the true legends. Please subscribe if you're not already, and check out this video right here because I think you might enjoy it. And with that, my friends, as always, thank you very much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.